Toe is the kind of movie that frustrates you and pisses you off to the point of tears. Hello, everyone. I'm author Arwell Raintree. This is Reels and Reads, where I give honest reviews and occasional spoilers. This movie is based on a true story, and that's something that just upset me almost as much as the events that happens in the film. That somebody actually lived through this makes it so upsetting. So Amanda Ogle is a homeless woman in Seattle, and she's played by Byrne. She's living in an early 1990s model Toyota Corolla. So, an old bucket. She's living there. She can't sleep anywhere because I don't have to tell y'all how they treat homeless people. Okay. It's universal in these United States. She has a teenage daughter who lives in another state who is really pulling for her because she's a recovering alcoholic, been sober for 7 months. And the daughter is of the belief that her mama is coming to visit her for Christmas, okay? She's got everything riding on her getting a job. Before we get to the credits, you're going to get pissed off. Because the guy in the job interview says, "Oh, you don't have a college education? You need a college education to wash a dog's ass?" I think we've all been frustrated like this before, but no, we've got more frustration because he says to her, "We need someone with more consistent experience." Your college educated ass couldn't figure that out before you looked at her resume? And why didn't you put that in a job listing? Must have consistent experience. Experience is experience no matter when it happens, so it don't go away. So I'm annoyed for her because we've all been jerked around by uppity college educated people who can't do the job half as good as you, just sending you on a wild goose chase when it comes to applying for a job. Now, to be clear, I'm college educated as well, but I've got more common sense than the people who seem to be working at HR. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's refocus. The thing that got me so angry and frustrated is when Amanda finally gets a job, her car gets stolen, and a tow yard tries to extort her for funds to get the car out of tow. At that point, I'm pissed off for her. I'm frustrated for her. I actually paused the movie to go look up how to change laws because what do you mean the victim has to pay to get her car back? The thing that kept me calm is that Amanda was a fighter. She goes downtown. She goes to file a complaint. And then the system pisses me off all over again because her court date is in December and we're currently in like September or October. And mind you, that's her house. That's her house. And she finally got a job that she is going to lose on Monday if she does not get this fucking car back. It's hers. We can see it. It's right by the gate. I wanted Amanda to just jump the gate and take her fucking car. But Amanda apparently didn't want to be that type of a person. She wanted to do things the right way. Thank goodness we have Octavia Spencer as Barb, who comes along to give her a place to stay at the shelter. Now, technically, she's not supposed to give her a place to stay, but she gives her a chance. And all Amanda has to do is stay sober. And, that's not that big of a problem. It's not that big of a problem, except everything that can go wrong goes wrong for Amanda. At the shelter, she meets Demi Lovato, who plays Nova. She meets, Leah Delaria, who plays Jocelyn. She was in Orange is the New Black. And she meets Ariana DeBose, who plays Denise. Now, these women are like a little core group of people. They're all trying to stay sober together. Demi Lovato's character is pregnant. And, they all have different circumstances that all brought them there. But not Rose, that's the actress name, but Amanda is convinced that her situation is solvable. It's just a little setback. And that's her attitude through the whole movie. It's just a little setback. I'm going to be fine. And that's what keeps her afloat. I can fix this. But it's Denise who tells her, "Honey, when you're homeless, you might as well be black or brown." That's how they're treating you now. And that is how they were treating her. Nobody gave a shit. She was wronged and nobody gave a shit. What I loved about this movie is how it made us feel like we were the ones who were homeless. We were the ones going through this shit. How we, people who quite possibly may have passed judgment on homeless people, quite possibly have once told a homeless person, "Why don't you get a job? You know what? Why don't you just go panhandle? Why don't you do this and this and this?" We have all these solutions for homeless people without actually having tested these solutions out. I love how it kind of basically calls us to the mat in a way that's not preachy, in a way that doesn't make us feel like we're bad people. It's more of a like, listen, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think you've ever tested your theories. I mean, there she is going to, the downtown office to get her car back, and they want an address. She's homeless. So you're telling me you can't help her get her car back because she's homeless? She gets her court date to go in front of a judge. but it's months away. Again, she's homeless. Why is there not a separate queue for people who do not have an address, where the vehicle that was taken is their address? Lucky for her, the judge in that case says, you're absolutely right. You should not have to pay to get your car back. You were the victim of a crime, and now we have extortion from a freaking tow truck company. This is where I cried for her. This is where I cried for her, because she finally was about to, she was right there. You could taste it. She was about to have her life turned around. And the tow truck company had an attorney played by Corbin Burnson who refused to give her this car back for no reason whatsoever. It's a shitty car. The most they got for it was like $800, and that might have been an overpayment. She needed this car to survive. She needed this car to have a place to live. She needed this car to work. And these people were so fucking greedy. Corporate greed took this woman on a ride for over a year. And again, what I liked about it is that I felt every minute of her pain. When she fell off the wagon, I cried. When she slept on that sidewalk, I almost had a panic attack, because all I kept thinking was, who's going to assault her? Every time a man ran up on her while she's dragging her little suitcase of one or two outfits, I kept wondering if she was about to get sexually assaulted. She has these flashback dreams where she's, going into the water, and it turns out that basically, at some point she had hit rock bottom and had actually tried to end her life by jumping off a bridge. And I just kept thinking, she's gonna do it again. There were times in this movie where I said, baby, I would have tapped out, because we were barely 25 to 30% in the film before I actually said out loud, baby, just quit. Tap out. I do not have the mental strength and fortitude to survive what the real Amanda Ogle survived. And speaking of the real Amanda Ogle, she's the executive producer of this film, along with Kevin, the lawyer who steps in to try and fight to get her car back. Octavia Spencer and Demi Lovato are also producers of this film, and that explains why it has such a more candid view of how addiction works, of how homelessness works, of how society sees you, of how society treats you. This movie needed to be made right now, and it is not a movie that's going to bring you down, but it's a movie that by the time it's over with, you will have cried, you will have been angry, you will have been frustrated, but when it's over, you're going to feel motivated to change laws. You will never treat homeless people differently again after this. And by different, I mean othering them and treating them badly. I don't even like the term unhoused, because homeless is more accurate. And quite frankly, changing the word for homeless to unhoused makes us feel like you're ashamed of this homeless person. The only person that should be ashamed is us, because they should not be homeless, especially people like Amanda. So why are we changing it to unhoused? Keep it as homeless and learn to treat them with dignity and respect, because they're human beings before all else. I give this movie 5 stars. It'll open your eyes to things that you thought you knew. It'll make you want to go change laws in your area. It'll make you go investigate, hey, is this what it's like in my town? Because I don't want this. And good on Octavia Spencer and Demi Lovato for producing this film, because I feel like Amanda and Kevin wouldn't have been able to get this film made without them. I don't know how close they stayed to reality or not. I'm sure we could go Google and find out, how accurate it is. But this movie comes out Friday, March 20th. I think that everyone should watch it. It is a really great movie. It goes by pretty quickly, even though poor Amanda has struggled over a year over this goddamn car. And it's not about the car. Let's just get that out of the way. It's not about the car. It was never about the car. And again, 5 stars. Have you guys ever had your car towed? Did you guys ever have to fight to get your damn car back? Do you know what this feels like? Hop in the comments and let me know. And as always, thanks for watching.